Typically, how you live is how you die. Typically, how you'll be remembered is how you showed up in the earth. Such is seemingly the case with Tabo Rakins. Tabo Rakins was a 30-year-old man found dead in his home after getting home from a long night of partying at around 5 a.m. with his white girlfriend. What he was putting out in the earth is the energy he's getting back now in his death because of what he had to say about black women specifically. When police initially arrived to the scene and they found Rakins dead with a shot to the chest, Hannah Cobb simply said that when they got home from a long night of partying and drinking, that at 5 a.m. she decided to clean her gun. Since she's the daughter of one of the sheriffs, they simply thought nothing of it, got up out of there, didn't arrest her initially. But after his family's outcries to all black people, black Twitter, black YouTube, crying racism, oppression, and something else needs to be done, the police finally further investigated and she got arrested.
A Burke County woman in jail tonight charged with involuntary manslaughter. It happened Sunday on 4 Points Road in Waynesboro. Investigators say Hannah Cobb had some sort of altercation with Telvin Osborne when a gun went off and Osborne got shot. He was pronounced dead at the scene. The sheriff, Alfonso Williams, says they're still getting search warrants, but he says this shooting was not accidental and Cobb could face more charges.
The offenses committed leading up to the discharge of the firearm included simple battery, family violence, and reckless conduct. It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument. It is reckless to engage in an argument where there's pushing and shoving going on. And those are the predicate charges for the charge of involuntary manslaughter.
Hannah Cobb there remains in the Burke County Jail.
There's no way that the police leave the house with her saying she went to go clean her gun and accidentally shot him. First and foremost, this is a process. If her father's a sheriff, I would argue that she probably knows a little bit about guns. And most often at most police departments, they have a Glock. This is a Glock 22. This is a 40 caliber Glock, right? The first and always the initial instruction to cleaning a gun is to make sure that there are no bullets in the motherfucker, right? Clip comes out, 1, right? You clear the head, 2, right? That's the first thing that you do. The first thing that you do, any instructional class. This makes no sense. You also need a couple brushes. You need gun oil and etc. Right? People often wear gloves because of the gun oil itself. This is a process. You don't just go, let me come home drunk and clean my gun. That's not what happens. Now, I'm assuming that she had a Glock just because it's most popular, fairly priced, and easiest to navigate. Glocks don't have a safety. So the safety argument is moot, right? The one thing that you do have to do with the Glock specifically is lock down the trigger before you take the head off, right? If you want to break it down. So gotta lock the trigger down. Then you go here, right? And then you have these little levers here, in which case this is how you break it down. If you pull this lever out, I'll be able to take this head off, essentially. But that part is all cap, a bunch of bullshit. I can't even believe that the police even left when she put when she made that bold-faced lie. When Tabo Rakins' family finally takes to social media, Roderick Osborne Williams, he says, so Hannah Grace Cobb kills my brother Tabo Rakins after leaving a club partying. She claims she went home to clean a damn gun and shot him in the head. It later came out that she shot him in the chest. That was clarified. Anybody out there knows something doesn't sound right about that. Why isn't your gun on safety when you're cleaning it? It could have shot anybody. Who parties, gets drunk, and goes home in the middle of the night and cleans a gun? Why hasn't Burke County, Georgia's Sheriff's Department given this information to the news media? It sounds like a cover-up. So this is a portion of the outcry that his family made. Now, remember, we open with the fact that how you show up in the world is how you'll be remembered. So now here's where the social media detectives come into play, right? The cry of racism didn't hold up because of how Mr. Rakins showed up in the earth. Let me show you guys this. This page you're looking at, created by Tabo Rankins himself, was created in 2012. The man died a few days ago at the age of 30. So 2012, he's what, 17, 18 years old? His screen name is @whitegirls_r_fun. I love them white girls. They already know, ellipsis. Tabo in between, team white girls, team snow bunnies. This did not age well. More infatuation and praise for the white girls over black women. Tabo Rankin, 7/20/2012. Again, 17, 18 years old. White girls over black girls. More self-hate on full display. So now when his family reaches out to the community, what do you guys think the response is going to be? The social media police are undefeated. Tabo Rankins. I fuck a dog before I F a black. I gotta be a white dog though. He has so much self-hate, so much disdain for the black woman that he said he would rather have relations with a dog over a black woman, but even the dog has to be white. Again, how do you think this is going to be received? The social media detectives are undefeated. So can you imagine what the response is to the research that was done after his family had an outcry regarding support because of alleged racism from the sheriff department because they didn't immediately arrest a white girl who had a terrible alibi saying that she was cleaning her gun after a drunk night of partying at 5 a.m. and accidentally shot him dead. Now, when looking for support, how he showed up in the earth is how people are going to remember him and see him and support him, or lack thereof. So I took to Twitter. All I did was type his name, Tabo Rankins. The first three things come up are his 3 different pages he had. Team_white girls. White girls are food. Tabo Rankins, white girls _r_fun. I love them white girls, they already know. Tabo in between, team white girls, team snow bunnies. Tabo Rankins, Lil Hefner, follow me, I'll follow back. Now, this obviously is breaking news 4 hours ago. Black women, the general, black women stay out of this. This is not our battle. Tabo Rankins, Hannah Grace Cobb. It says FXG Treza. So when are white women marching for Tabo Rankins? Bitch, I'm Mac _Apple says, somebody comment under Tabo Rankins, rest in preference. Kay says, Lord, may I never reach Tabo Rankins' level of coonery. We have no friends by any means, says Tabo Rankins, and KKK Killer Cobb. Just look at the company he kept. Negro was notorious for talking shit about black women. These types will never learn. Oh, well. Tabo Rankins was murdered by his white girlfriend. This is Dumulio. I'm not saying he deserved it. However, given his dating history and alleged social media posts, there is reason to believe he was a COON raccoon swirler. Before I say rest in peace, I gotta know the Carfax. Jason, you mad? Telvin Osborne, Tabo Rankins referred to white women as snow bunnies. He referred to black women as black girls as subhuman. He painted black women as less than, and white women, or referring to them as recent as a few weeks ago, as animals. Racial fetishism is killing black men. Christian Ambumseli 2.0. How you show up in the world is how you be remembered. You can't tell anybody who to love or who to date. You can definitely give recommendations of what you would do and what not do and what you would advise them to do, right? If you want to go date white girls, do your thing, right? But the disparaging is unnecessary, unwarranted, and these are the results. What you put out is what you get back. But I'm wondering, why so much self-hate? This is more than preference. He's fetishizing and then spewing pure hatred to the women who belong to him and to the women who look just like him. People, brothers, do what you want to do. We can't stop you. I don't recommend it, right? That wouldn't be my advice for you. But if you do, go ahead and do it, right? But this type of rhetoric that he's putting out is hateful, hurtful, and harmful, and it's unnecessary. This is an intrinsic thing, though. right? The brother's no longer here, but you see the lack of outcry because of everything that he had to say negatively. But there's something else the matter, you know? When I talk to different people regarding colorism, and we have a lot of our dark-skinned brothers, there are a lot of things that they deal with in terms of just being dark-skinned. Like being, there was one allegation I heard that dark-skinned brothers are more violent. So they already dealing with stereotypes that are fucking stupid. But now you go so far as to make sure that you don't procreate, interact with your women. But then on top of that, you got a bunch of negative things to say. I don't understand it, right? The man ain't here no more. He's dead and gone. But you can't say people are wrong for talking shit while he's dead and gone because of everything he put out in the earth when he was here. I'm not going to do it, right? It doesn't serve any purpose here, But the deep self-hatred, the lack of loving himself or understanding, I want to question his family. See why, see how he got to this point. I didn't see any of them under his post crying racism or telling him to stop. But when his life is taken in such a way, racism is now put at the forefront. You can't have it both ways. You know how he was living. You know what he's putting in the earth. You cannot expect the people that he disparaged, the people that he was being intentionally harmful, unprovokingly so, right? I didn't see anything where somebody was doing something to him. This just how he simply felt and what he wanted to spew. And now you got people saying, rest in piss, rest in preference. This isn't our fight. We can't stand with you. It's interesting, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And we out.